Arsenal, massive snatcher and grab. 1-0 win away at Sporting Lisbon in the first leg of the quarterfinal of the Champions League. And I can't believe we won the game, guys. I thought it was definitely going to a boring 0-0 draw. I'll get into it. And yeah, obviously, coming off the back of two damaging defeats against Southampton and against Manchester City in different competitions out of 2 cups in 2 weeks, we needed to bounce back. And in this game, we had Odegaard starting as the captain in the number 10. We had Gyökeres starting against his former team, Madueke on the right, Trossard coming back from injury on the left, as well as Gabriel recovering from his slight injury against Southampton. Ben White at right back, Calafiori starting ahead of Lewis Skelly in the last game at left back. And I can't lie, in this game, man, we had a massive scare. And big up David Raya, bro, because again, this is where you need your keeper to kind of save you in these tough away situations. It's going to be very hostile. Sporting Lisbon just won 5-0 against Bodo Glimt to advance into the next round. And again, we've seen it, man. We've seen it before where you have players and teams that come to an away ground and don't start very well. And by the time you know it, they're 1 or 2-0 down and it's a mountain to climb. It was actually a great pass in behind Ben White, who I thought had a shaky game throughout the entire game, played through, and it was a fantastic shot, tipped onto the bar by David Raya, fingertip save that kept us in the game at 0-0 in the first 5 minutes. If that goal goes in, it's chaos. We have to come out. It's more open. There's more chances for them. So big up David Raya for that save. We ended up conceding the free kick, but we ended up defending it after that. And that was the major kind of chance in the first half and probably in the game, apart from obviously the goal by Arsenal, man. And that was a fantastic, crucial save and a crucial moment in the game that kept it at 0-0. After that, though, I feel like Arsenal definitely do grow into the game in terms of possession-wise. But I can't lie, guys, I was getting madly frustrated with Martin Odegaard. I know it's his second game back from injury, but, bro, I just kind of see the same kind of things I've seen for the last 18 months. And this is not me having a personal vendetta against him or a personal agenda against him. I'm just kind of calling out his performances how I see it. And for me, it just doesn't connect. Like, again, a lot of chances where he was losing the ball by not being strong enough, or he was making the wrong decision, or, again, he was taking too long on the ball, or he was passing sideways when there was a progressive pass to pass forwards. And I feel like with him and Zubimendi, you just don't need the both of them on the same pitch at the same time, because they both just do the same job. They just kind of control or try and keep the ball, but there's no progressive passes. I want my number 10 to be progressive. I want my number 10 to have shots from outside the box. He did actually have 2 shots, which he should have done better with both, man. It was the only kind of chance we get in this first half. Another corner set piece again, Ole. Corner comes in by Madueke. He did score one against Leeds a few months ago, which went underneath the bar he ended up getting. Hits the bar, comes back out. Odegaard in the box with his left foot. Hits the ball straight wide. I'm like, brother, you're a player of a caliber that can score from outside or inside the box from that range, but I at least need you to get it on target. Do you know what I'm saying? That's this shot and Southampton's shot that he should have done better with both. That goes wide, and then he has a chance where he's running through in the middle of the goal. Could pass it, as to shoot, and it's a tame shot straight to the keeper. So I was very frustrated. No real passes into Gyökeres. He got no service. Madueke, I thought, was beating his man quite well in the first half, but again, no real kind of end product with him. But again, he was pretty isolated. All he could do really was beat his man and try and cross it in. He'd get a few corners, to be fair to him. So I think he did his job in that respect. But I think the attack was definitely not connecting in that first half for sure. Or even throughout the entire game, if I'm being honest, man. I think defensively, we definitely showed up. I don't think Sporting had any more chances in that first half. But going forward, man, I just feel like, again, it was kind of a disconnect in terms of the kind of personnel we've got and what they need to do to provide for other players. We've got Strag here. Man, that, again, we need to create chances for. And I just don't see him doing that on a regular basis, man. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, it is what it is, man. And we go into the second half. Again, I'm saying, you know what? It's looking like the most we're going to get from this is a draw. We're not really creating too many chances, man. And in the second half, it's pretty similar, man. Odegaard, again, giving the ball away a little bit here and there, not really connecting it, not really creating any chances. And then there was actually an opportunity. We actually scored, but it was given offside. Gyökeres strays offside and cuts it back into Zubimendi, who has like a pot shot from outside the box. And the keeper probably should have done a little bit better. He goes into the back of net. I'm like, oh my God, we snatched it. But again, it was given offside, rightly so. Gyökeres was miles offside, really. And that goes out for that. In terms of Sporting, in the second half, I can't remember too many opportunities. There was a chance where we had a corner and they broke pretty quickly. Ure had to come off his line, and then they had an opportunity to lob Ray, and they opted to pass it down the channel, and they ended up not making any kind of chance of it. So that's kind of the only real thing I can really remember. I'm looking at the pitch thinking we kind of need to make some substitutions here. Maybe I'm looking at Max Dowman was one I was looking at, even though I think Madueke was having a decent game. I probably would have kept Madueke on. I put Max Dowman on for Martin Odegaard. But Martin Odegaard goes down injured, then he comes off. I just thought, you know what, this is a bad performance from you. I can't lie. Like, again, it's still 0-0, and that's the positive throughout the game. But I'm just looking at it thinking, man, you've just not done anything in this game, bro. That's been productive. You've lost the ball in key areas. You've not created any chances. You missed you missed at least one chance, that one from hitting the bar, and it's come out and the shot goes wide. And yeah, I think it's just a culmination. I know obviously he's come back from injury, like I said before, and it's his second game, but I think it's just a frustration and a combination of his poor performances. Less like 18 months, really. He was poor, really, for the majority of last season. He had a couple of good games this season. Olympiacos at home, he was good. I think he had a good game against Brighton. He scored. He had a good game, I think, in the game after that. I can't remember what game it was, where he was decent as well. Aston Villa second half, he was decent. Where he obviously assisted Zubomendi in that 4-1 win. But overall, man, I know he's been injured in and out, but for the majority of the games, he's just not been great. So yeah, he comes off. Kai Havertz comes on. I don't really see him too much for the majority of the game. Then Trossard comes off, who I thought didn't really do too much for Martinelli. And obviously, Diamond came on for Madueke, who thought had a decent game. Again, they only had 15 minutes left to really kind of do anything. Arsenal didn't really look like scoring towards the end of that game, kind of growing down the minutes, man. And then a moment of brilliance. And like I said, big up to these players because I was criticizing them in my head, obviously watching the game against Southampton. But again, they actually came up trumps and provided a moment of quality. Martinelli driving infield into kind of the middle of the pitch and putting a delicious ball over the top. Kai Havertz keeping onside. I thought potentially could be offside, but he kept himself onside. Great first control. And you know, with Kai Havertz, it's always that thing of, are you going to finish this? We know you've got decent movement to get into positions to have chances, because you do have a few chances when you're playing up front normally, but you normally miss the majority of them because, again, you're not a clinical striker or not a clinical player. But again, fair play to him. Last minute of the game, gets a chance, one-on-one with the keeper, keeps his composure, slides it into the back of the net to make it 1-0, and Arsenal end up snatching the game. Biggest snatch and grab. We'll take it. I would say we created loads of chances to win the game. I still think Sporting had the best chance in terms of that one-on-one, which David Raya saved. I don't think we didn't really test the keeper, didn't really do anything in it. I thought a draw probably would have been a fair result based off. We had a lot of possession, didn't really test the keeper. They had the best chance of the game, didn't really have any more chances after that, really. But again, we end up snatching the game because we were clinical. We took our chance, they didn't, and we take it, and it's a fantastic result. Performance-wise, again, I'm happy with the performance. It's, again, a difficult away game. It's the Champions League. It's the quarterfinals. We've managed to find a way. People will say it's a fantastic European away performance in terms of we've nullified the opposition, didn't create too many chances, and we took our chance and got out there. I'm just concerned more about the attack from a overlying performance and point of view, because I've seen this attack many times where we play like this and we haven't got the last goal in the last minute for Kai Havertz. We've struggled to beat Nottingham Forest, we drew 0-0, or we didn't beat Brentford away, we drew 1-1. And these are the kind of areas and kind of things I've been worried about in those games, and we didn't win those games. So we're not always going to be able to snatch and grab these kind of wins playing like this in terms of the attack, not having enough chances throughout. No matter if it was Havertz or Diamond or whoever who was on the pitch, Martinelli, Trossard, whoever. So yeah, I definitely think that's something we have to improve on for sure. The chemistry with the front three, man, I think we need a bit more. Hopefully we get that with Eze coming back. Maybe Diamond could get some minutes in the 10, etc. And whatnot. And obviously we're going to be up against different opposition. But overall, happy with the result. I think it's a massive, massive win. And hopefully it makes us more favourites now to go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And believe it or not, Arsenal as a club have never made back-to-back Champions League semi-finals in their history. So it would be a little bit of history. But again, it doesn't really matter until you win the competitions or win these kind of trophies. These kind of statistics are great, but you have to win the competitions as well for it to actually matter. So we'll have to wait and see what we can do in this competition. But overall, good response in terms of getting the win and being a bit more defensively assured, which I think we were. On the Kepa, we haven't been in the last two games. David Raya brings a bit more assurance and maturity in his goalkeeping appearance. So yeah, I'm happy with him and big up him for the performance, because he was cool, composed, calm, made several saves in terms of just keeping the ball out of the back of the net and made the amazing save at the start of the game. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. You guys in the comments, let me know what you think about this whole performance and results. And for more content, please like, share, subscribe, and follow T Chanzo Sports. Come on, you Gunners.